Shits and giggles at this point, but happy to discuss that as well.
Oh, and we have one other thing that just broke, or just this evening. There's a proposed plea agreement for Dominic Black
Well, it
because
makes sense.
yeah, they've dropped the 2 felony charges and have given him a civil county ordinance violation of contributing to the delinquency of a child.
Well, why wouldn't you grab that with both hands and choke it to death? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a $2,000 fine, which
I'll give him
I'm
the money.
yeah. You take it every day. You take it every day, but it's extortative and exploitative to have a county ordinance violation run up to 2 grand, but
Whatever.
in lieu of 2 felonies, you take it 10 times out of 10.
Yes.
Um, because and I know people really, like, would want him to fight this and then, have Binger appeal it, get the charge dismissed, have Binger appeal it, and then fight that, but you're talking about
Those are people
$100,000.
who are not criminal defense attorneys. Listen,
Yeah.
your client's looking at 2 felony charges and you're offered a misdemeanor plea. You take the misdemeanor plea every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, because you're gonna keep your rights. You might temper I didn't see any probationary sentencing on there, but I don't know how,
Who cares?
um right, but, what I was saying is you're gonna keep your rights at the end of the day, but you may have a 6-month to a 1-year period, where you don't have access to a gun or something like that during a probationary period, but
It's a
at
good story to tell at a cocktail party.
right. "Oh, yeah, you know that Kyle Rittenhouse guy? Guess who gave him the gun?"
Would you believe it? For 6 months, they wouldn't let me have a gun. Oh, let me show you my arsenal now. I mean, it's
Yeah. So anyway, the judge still has to approve the plea agreement, and he may.
so who
Uh,
offered that? Did Binger offer that?
it sounds like it.
Hmm. All right.
Sounds like it. So we'll have to see if it gets approved. A judge, in Minnesota, and I assume it's the same in Wisconsin. You have to have a factual basis sufficient for guilt of a crime that you're pleading guilty to. So if they don't determine that there is guilt there, the judge could reject the plea deal in theory. I don't think
How
that's
hard do they
likely.
stick to that, though? Really? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, usually the judge wants to get out of there, right?
yeah,
Like the
most
judge is
most of the
like,
plea deals I see, no one actually gives a crap whether or not there's a factual basis for the crime. They just if the person will concede that there was a factual basis, that's all that's required.
let's see.
Am I blowing stuff up? Sorry.
No, 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 no. I, I was, I'm looking for the actual plea petition. I was going to look up the county ordinance and just see what it fully says. So here we go. We're going to take a peek at this real quick.
I mean, that could actually be the requirement in every jurisdiction I've ever been in, but I've just never seen anyone enforce it.
Yeah, the only enforcement I've ever I almost had a judge in one of my first plea deals reject the plea. Almost had the judge reject the plea. Oh wait.
Sorry about that.
No, no worries. Um I almost had a judge reject a plea in one of my cases because they didn't feel that the record was sufficient for guilt, and so we
Hmm.
had to do a little bit extra testimony on that one. Let me see, Kenosha County Ordinance. Let's see, chapter. It's chapter 9, 94840. Almost there. Okay, so contributing to the delinquency of a child. Let me share this real quick and we'll take a peek. Here we go. I think the legitimate question will be, does Dominic Black qualify? The provisions of Wisconsin statute section 94840 and any subsequent amendments are adopted, except that the penalty upon conviction is a forfeiture not less than $100 and not to exceed $2,000. And this section does not apply to any conduct in Wisconsin statute section 948.40 that the legislature has deemed to constitute a felony. Okay, well, now I have to look at the Wisconsin statute. Let's see. I have to put out a video on this tomorrow. Okay, so contributing to the delinquency of a child. No person may intentionally encourage or contribute to the delinquency of a child. This subsection includes intentionally encouraging or contributing to an act by a child under the age of 10, which would be a delinquent act if committed by a child 10 years of age or older. No person responsible for the child's welfare may, by disregard of the welfare of the child, contribute to the delinquency of the child. Subsection includes disregard that contributes to an act by a child under the age of 10. A person encourages or contributes to the delinquency of a child, although the child does not actually become delinquent, if the natural and probable consequences of the person's actions or failure to take action would be to cause the child to become delinquent. What the hell does that statute even mean?
It's whatever they want it to mean.
Yeah, that's a catch-all right there.
We
Look,
think you're a bad person with regard to a child, so you will be punished.
Yeah, you're gonna you might make the child do something bad even if they don't.
That's like every uncle ever invented.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. So so there you go. That's the criminal act. I mean, you probably have to look into actual case law, which I'm not going to do live on this. But if I do a video on it, I'll try and research it a little more. But that just seems extremely broad. So a person who violates the section is a Class A misdemeanor. Except if death is a consequence, person is guilty of a Class D felony. So I guess death wasn't a consequence.
And for all the people in the comments, I'm not drunk. I just went to a dinner party. Those are two completely different things. So calm down.
Those are they're medically distinct. But yeah, if you're curious, here's the form, guys. So it's got Dominic Black up here. I understand that the prosecution will ask the court to dismiss the following charge. This one, although it only says one of them, that it was charged twice. So let's see. Fine or forfeiture of $2,000 due within 30 days.
Looks like a deal to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you would take this. You would happily take this in exchange for prosecuting out a felony.
Are you kidding me? I'd pay $2,000 to get out of a speeding ticket. Just not to get the points on my license. Come on.
I don't know if $2,000's a bit much, but I get the principle. Yeah, it's okay. Mac Jerfy says, "Don't you dare speak about my evil twin Jack Murphy." Well, I don't know if I want to do that to Andrew. I mean, Jack's been through a lot, Jack's been through a lot.
Not as much as his girlfriend.
Oh,